Oh no, airplane mode. Ashley, can you confirm if we're live?
I see us.
Yeah, I
Okay,
see it
great.
says live.
And you see us on Facebook.
Yep.
Hey y'all,
About to do the watch.
hey.
Hey.
It's your girl Portia Monique, and we are live with the Wine Up. Whoever has it, turn it down, please. So we are live with the Wine Up, and it's your girl Portia Monique. I'm live from Detroit, y'all. And I just want to say welcome to my lovely co-host. Again, rolling out producer, also rolling out managing editor in the Detroit area. Just so happy to be here. So happy to have my co-host on. Tonight, we're going to have a wonderful show. We do have a special guest, Jéan Elie, also known as Ahmal D, which is Issa's brother on Insecure. So he's going to be joining us a little later. But before we get into that, I'll go ahead and throw it to my co-host. We'll see what we're sipping on. I'll let them introduce themselves and then we'll get started. But before I go to whoever I'm going to first, they know. I just want to let y'all know that I am drinking on some Moscato. I am being a little ethnic tonight, and that's fine. But it is a little Moscato DIC, sparkling Moscato. Can y'all see that? Anyway, it's just a little something light. So I'm having fun tonight. Go ahead. Who's next?
Hey everyone, I'm Rocky with Rolling Out and Rocky's Reality and Right Down to It. Glad to be back for another round of the Insecure Wine.
Yes,
I am
yes.
sipping on the old school phase. When I started sipping wine, it was Moscato. So
All right.
she's an old friend to me. This is by the way, Earl Stevens brand. Shout out to E40.
E40 Grand
Okay.
Fam in the house.
Right,
Exactly.
right. You know, I love to support my BOB, my black owned businesses. So cheers.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey girl, hey, Kristen from candidlykristen.com, formerly divasandorks.com. And listen, I'm joining y'all with a little bit of Moscato as well. I figure, go with an old school favorite that makes you feel fabulous and basic at the same time. So, cheers, ladies.
Yes. Okay, go
Hey,
ahead, Latrice.
my name is Latrice Delgado Macon, so I'm a wardrobe stylist, and I am sipping on Moscato as well. A dessert Moscato. I'm about to have me a cinnamon roll after this.
Right. Ooh, great minds think alike, ladies. We
There
all
we
on the
go.
Moscato tip
Man,
tonight.
it's
And this was
definitely
not
a
planned.
Moscato night. It was not planned. So kudos to everyone. So before we get started, for every show, we're going to go ahead and toast to a wonderful show. So let's go ahead and toast to life, love, happiness,
Absolutely.
and a great show. So
Cheers,
Absolutely.
ladies.
yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. So we saw last week with episode 5, low key moving on. There was an explosive ending,
What up?
right?
What up?
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, John.
Ah, yes, Hunty.
Good was good was
Join the
good.
party early, boo.
Good, John and Lee.
What up? What up with
Hey,
it?
Hey, hey, hey.
what's up? What's
Hey, hey,
going
hey,
on?
hey,
What's
So
up?
hey.
What's up?
so happy you are here
I heard
early.
all the intro. I'm drinking my Menage a Trois red wine. Triple red.
Oh
I like
yes,
to say it right.
cheers,
Cheers.
I love
cheers.
it. Cheers,
So
cheers. He ready. He ready.
right. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I'll let the ladies introduce ourselves. We'll let you introduce yourselves, and then we'll just go right into the questions. So I am Portia Monique, Rolling Out Magazine. Rolling Out, I keep saying the magazine, but Rolling Out, managing editor as well as producer. We produce a lot of shows there. This show as well as the morning show. So welcome to the Wine Up. I'll let
Okay.
my co-host go ahead.
And I'm Rocky, a contributor with Rolling Out, also with Rocky's Reality Podcast, and right down to it. Welcome, John.
Hey, John, I'm Kristen, formerly of divasandorks.com, now candidlykristen.com. Welcome.
Hey. I'm Latrice Delgado Macon, celebrity wardrobe stylist, creative director, and I want to say, what's up, guys?
So go ahead, John Elie. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Jean Elie. I play Issa's brother on the show Insecure. aka DJ Press Play, aka Mr. Ratchet, aka we let him know what it is, aka what's poppin'.
Hey.
Hey, Prince. Hey, I was just
Right.
about to say on the show. I loved it.
Right. Thank you. So listen, guys. So you just introduced yourself. You're Issa Rae's brother. You played her gay brother, right? And we love your character, right? You're so convincing. You're so fun. You're so loving.
Only brother. She has no other brothers.
Oh, yes, you better say that. Her only brother. So, but you play a heterosexual. No, you are a heterosexual guy in real life, but you play her gay brother. How does that translate on screen for you, playing a gay guy versus being off screen? And I don't know if a lot of people know that you're not gay, but what does your DMs look like? Because I'm sure people are like,
Girl, men and women is up in there, I bet.
Shooting that
See them DMs.
Options.
Crazy. But the thing is that for me, like Ahmal is first a person, you know what I'm saying? So I put the person first. It's not about his sexual preference. It's more about who he is as an individual. That's what I focus on more so. But I did do my research. I did do research as into who Ahmal is before, because Ahmal has been through certain things that certain Black men have not been through because of their sexual orientation. How people think that because of their sexual orientation, they're kind of some gay Black men are less than, which they're not. And so with playing Ahmal and portraying Ahmal, I try to be as real as possible and not try to come off as a caricature of a person and who he is as a Black man who happens to be gay. You know what I'm saying? So
oh yeah, absolutely.
Very important to me in my portrayal of Ahmal, so therefore people can relate and feel like, like, oh, this me being represented on TV in the right way, and not like I'm mocking or making a joke of the community.
Okay.
Right.
So how does that translate into dating for you? Like I said, I know your DMs are off the hook. So what does that look? What does your dating life look like? Right?
Dating life is cool, but the thing is, I'm not dating anymore. I'm off the market. I'm dating someone right now. We've been on for like 9 months, so it's been good.
Is she in the industry or she?
No, she's not. She's not in the industry at all.
Oh, okay.
Way to keep it private. Yes,
lucky
absolutely.
lady. Okay.
Right. Okay, Christian.
So, okay, this Moscato got me feeling a little messy, so I'm gonna ask you a messy question.
Hey.
Marry, F, or kill? Molly, Tiffany, or Kelly? And go.
Mary. What is it? Mary what?
Mary F. I don't want to
have sex with.
Sexual, yeah.
I would probably marry, fuck, or kill, and then Molly, Tiffany, and who else?
And Kelly.
We know Kelly is your fave.
Now, am I Ahmal or am I me?
You're Ahmal.
I'm Ahmal.
Oh Lord, he gonna kill.
I would marry Tiffany. I would kill Kelly. I fuck Molly.
All right.
Okay.
I knew he was gonna kill Kelly. Kelly.
Your on-screen chemistry is so good, so I don't know how you can kill somebody that you get along so well with.
Right.
I get along with Tiffany too. Thing is, they're not seeing so much scenes between Tiffany and I. Like, we in our heads, Ahmal and Tiffany are like besties.
Okay.
They're very, very best friends because they like, well, cool, we tell how it is. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm Rocky again with Rocky's Reality. Kelly is my fave. I don't care. She is my fave on the show. She is my spirit character. Okay, I love her. I love how she's just raw and real. She does her thing, and how she is a friend too. She's there. She comforts them. Talk about her and Ahmal, because the banter between them is hilarious. Like, I look for the moments when these two are on the screen. So talk about between you and Natasha Rothwell. How do you all create that?
To create that, honestly, like, I don't know. Like, to Natasha, like, when I first met her, I just had it made up in my mind that, like, this beef that we had that I can't tell y'all about, like this beef that we had, and we just play off each other well. And also, she's such a giving person in every scene, and she's so alive in the moment that it's so easy to volley and play off of someone like that. So working with her, it's so dope because she's also a writer, so she like knows how to like throw back, and she kills me all the time. Like we be breaking on set because of her, because she's so good.
I love it. So wait a minute. Now I heard you say y'all history, and because that was part of what I wanted to ask too. Why do they have such beef? Because I was trying to remember if I missed something from the past seasons as to why Ahmal and her are always beefed out. Is that going just at least tell us if that's going to come out later? Is it going to come out later?
Oh Lord. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Kristen.
So since you can't give us that secret, let's pick your brain a little bit on this. Where would you like to see Ahmal go in season 5? Like, we see bits and pieces of Ahmal, but where would you like to see him go in the next season?
I like for us to see where Ahmal works. I would like for us to see Ahmal's day to day. I would like for us to see Ahmal's dating life. I would like for us to see how Ahmal has did self-work on himself and how he came to be who he is. I love to see the inner workings of Ahmal's life and how he maneuvers between social groups that he's in and how he maneuvers between everybody. Because like a lot of gay Black men have to move with this code switching. As Black people, we code switch all day.
Right.
Where like
they got another layer.
People, unfortunately, our voice goes up a little octave higher sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We have to speak. You can't speak shorthand with them. Same thing with Black gay men. Black gay men, in fear of homophobic people, they have to what they call present a more put a more bravado on for them, or put on a show for them to, until they feel safe enough to have a regular conversation. And so I would love to showcase that more and showcase how he moves through the world and the things that he has to do so he could be himself. And don't get me wrong, Ahmal's a very confident person, and he speaks his mind, says how he feels. So no one really kind of scares him. But at the same time, he still sometimes have to put on that code switch in order for him to move in certain rooms.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I get that. I get that.
So
can I ask just right quick, have you had gay males or some people from the LGBTQ community reach out to you and say thank you for representing and playing Ahmal well?
Yeah. That's what I know. I was doing my job. I was nervous as hell doing the job because I'm like, damn, I don't want to come off as fake. I don't want to come off as a caricature. I don't want to come off like that. I want people to say, oh, he's representing. So having people come to me and say, yo, you're doing a great job. Like, I love what you're doing with the character. I love how you're portraying. I feel seen. People telling me that. Like, I have friends who've come out to me that I wasn't aware.
People like, ooh.
Yeah, I wasn't aware we're homosexual, like gay.
I didn't sip on that one.
Right.
And they came out to me and told me like, yo, bro, thank you for taking on this role. And
awesome.
it made me feel seen. So I
love it.
That
I love it.
I'm really doing my job at that point.
That's dope. That's what our content should do. It should conversation and inspire people. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now we have another co-host. So Latrice, go ahead and introduce yourself and then ask your question.
What's up, guys? I'm Latrice Delgado Macon. My question is, the wardrobe styling of the show is very creative. The stylist of the show is very talented, and she put a lot of thought process behind the whole process of getting your wardrobe and everything together. Does Ahmal has any say so on what he wears?
Oh, I have I have a little bit of a say so, but it's mainly on Shiona, who's our wardrobe stylist, who gives the final approval. But when we're getting dressed, I'm like, Ahmal wouldn't wear that. Yeah, Ahmal will wear that. I don't know if Ahmal wants to wear that. This doesn't feel like Ahmal. So we get to play. It's like it's a collaborative effort, but Shiona has the final say. She brings the options out and all that stuff like that for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to get into the dynamics between you and Issa's relationship. We see on screen that you guys have very great chemistry, right? You just play off each other very well. And we can imagine that same chemistry is seen off screen as well. But if you were Issa's real life brother, what advice would you give to her in terms of dating these men, right? So you got Nathan, you got TSA Bay, and you also have Lawrence.
TSA Bay.
Exactly.
Daniel.
So
I'm hoping Daniel.
Daniel too.
Daniel, one of my faves. I'm sorry.
What advice would you give
There's a lot of people's
her?
faves. Look at you.
Daniel is fine. But listen, what real life brotherly advice would you give to Issa? Like, would you tell her to stop messing with all of them? Would you tell her to focus on Lawrence, that there's a chance? Like, what would you tell her?
After Lawrence and the whole Daniel debacle, I would have been like, yo, just take time for yourself and love yourself and be more within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be with yourself.
Yeah.
Because bouncing around from relationship to relationship is not healthy for you, and it doesn't allow you to grow as an individual, and also it doesn't allow you to heal, because you're going to bring in stuff from the last relationship to the next relationship to the next relationship unless you take some time for yourself, so you can be right with yourself and then make a decision. Like, don't get me wrong, go ahead and fuck around as much as you want, but don't take anything seriously. Don't get your feelings caught up, because you know that's temporary. Because you still have healing to do within yourself before you get
absolutely.
And also
now
you fucked up with the Lawrence situation. You shouldn't have fucked up.
Okay, right. So I was just about to say, are you team Lawrence? Are you team Nathan? Like, who are? So you just said you team Lawrence.
I love Lawrence, but she should have never fucked with Lawrence. She should have never did it to Lawrence. She should have dropped Lawrence when she realized things wasn't working out in the right way, because he still has some growing to do. He still has I understand being there, holding the man down, but at the same time, you still have things you want. And in order for you guys to succeed, you maybe have to grow apart in order to grow to get back together.
Now, do you think Lawrence will take her back after all of this? Honestly, as Ahmal,
like
not as knowing how it
as Ahmal, as Jéan, I don't know, man. Like, it's a lot to process. Men getting cheated on and how women cheat. There's a little bit of a difference for me. In my opinion, there's a little bit of a difference, because y'all be loving someone. He got to get into your mind. He got to get into your spirit. Most of the time,
he might just hit the spot better than the main dude.
That's true. And those dudes are the ones you gonna keep. Most likely you're not gonna keep him. He's like, all right, cool. He's doing his work.
But that's a key point, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if the man touched the spirit, like if it wasn't Daniel, I'd be like, she could get him. Lawrence would be right back. I'd be like,
she got history with Daniel.
She got history with Daniel.
I like Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay?
I agree with you about Lawrence have some growing to do too.
But he's grown now.
Lawrence never changed.
Messing with Condola.
Lawrence never changed. His Condola. You disrespectful.
She gone.
You're so disrespectful.
I'm Team Issa.
I love Condola for Lawrence. To be honest, I love Condola for Lawrence. And I love Condola for Issa as a friend, because they were really cool together.
They did.
Issa has so much growth as far as like her relationship goes, and I'm so happy to see the growth of Issa this season. She's handling her business. She's doing her own thing. She got a job.
Yes.
Her own business.
And I love how mature I agree with you. I love how mature she was when she confronted the situation. When Condola and Lawrence, she said it like, this is awkward. Let's talk about it. I love that she did that.
Yeah. She's grown so much.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I like that.
super proud of how Issa moves through the world right now.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mad at Molly for hating on her. But okay, we'll get to that.
Go ahead, Rocky. You got another question.
Let me reel it back in. I'm gonna get to how I feel about Molly in a minute. But okay, so Jéan, I love when you were on American Crime. A lot of people may not remember that. That show was an awesome show. Loved how you played the Haitian coming to try to bring his mom back. And I love how you proudly show your American heritage. How does that affect the content that you produce and that you're involved in?
It affects it in the sense of, like, if I'm creating my own content, I'm trying to highlight the Haitian community as much as possible. I want to put us up, because we're like a people that people talk about. If they're talking about Haitians, they're talking about poverty, they're talking about struggle, talking about strife.
Exactly.
Where I'm trying to big up the culture and talk about what it's like to chase your dreams, what it's like to be there for other people, be there for your family, be there for your mom. Because when you're a first generation anything, you kind of have to grow up faster than your regular counterpart, your other Black and brown kids, because one, you're translating for your parents. You're 5 years old reading bills for your mom, like, yo, this is what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh wow,
you're doing so much to help your parents just move through regular American society. And then going to school, and some kids are clowning you for being a Haitian or Mexican or whatever it is, like whatever nationality you are, because you're like, you don't quite fit in. You don't quite fit in. But you're like, we look the same, so we're the same. And then some people are still clowning you, stuff like that. Like, if you're African, you're Haitian, you're Dominican, all that stuff. So that whole difference between like color and then nationality and all that stuff, like, I'm trying to bring that more to the forefront. Like, with content, I want to tell, like, there's no reason why we don't have a show, Africans don't have a show like Vikings. Like, we've been shipping around the world way before all these white people, these colonizers did all that thing.
You better teach. Let me sip. Another sip. Teach.
We don't know nothing about the Mali Empire. We don't know nothing about none of that stuff. Like, there's so much things that we don't know about African kings and queens, and how some Africans got sold into slavery for trying to work with the Europeans to like teach their kids. Like, there's so much online that I'm reading and watching. Like, it's driving me crazy that we're not talking about these stories. We're not talking about the revolution of how Haiti became the first independent Black Republican. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not talking about
absolutely.
So, and it's Haitian Flag Day tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we need to be.
Oh, good. Happy Haitian Flag Day.
Okay. Yeah, I love that. I love how you represent that. That's why I want to ask. And I think it's up to us, like you said, as the generation who's producing content, and we have so many options now to put that out there. So I salute you for doing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's basically what I'm trying to do with Send Help. My show Send Help is like, talk about that first generation American vision of him going against the grain of what, like, if you're African or you're Nigerian, you're Haitian, you know what I'm saying? Like, or Indian, your parents want you to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, all these things, but you may have some other dream, or you may be inspired by other things, you know?
Right. and we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to see if we can pull up the trailer for your new show, Send Help. I did get a chance to look at it, and when I say hilarious, like laughing out loud,
this is not
hilarious. So I'm gonna see if our producer can find the trailer for it so we can pull it up before you go. Okay. But Latrice, you had another question.
I do. So my second question would be, what is Amon's style? Ahmal. What is his style for the show? What's his whole character style?
What do you mean character style?
Like, what is his wardrobe? What is his like style? Is it like chic? Not chic. I shouldn't use that word for guys. Is it like street style?
How would you describe his style of dress?
Dripping butter. He's about getting fly, fashy. He let you know what he about, what he doing. Look, I got money. I work hard. I play hard. I live good. You know what I'm saying? That's
I love
what
Ahmal.
Ahmal is about.
Right.
You know
Ahmal is my friend in my head.
We got a couple of shots of Ahmal's fashion if our producer can bring that up. But yeah, you are all of that. You, like you said, you want to show that you got money. Okay, go ahead, Latrice. Explain what we're looking at here.
Right, just like these different scenes. I love the style though. It's so creative. Like she put some thought into it. So I just want to know, like, what designers do you guys work with? Are you working with Black designers for the show?
They work with an assortment of people for the show. Okay. And they pull from all over the place. So I'm not sure exactly where. That's more of a question for Shiona and the wardrobe style of that show. Like she does all the work on that side. She just gives us options, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm all with that. All right, cool. Now you don't want to wear that? Cool, you wear that.
All right. I love it. I love it. So I think we're bringing our other co-hosts back, but we do want to open it up for questions. We do have a live audience, right? A live Zoom audience. And so if we have people that have questions in the audience that would like to ask Jéan Elie a question, please raise your hand. We'll bring you on screen. If you don't want to be brought on screen, that's fine too. But let us know your questions for Jéan, aka Ahmal. Any questions from the audience?
We got some questions.
So we do have one
box.
We do have one question. It says, does he think that siblings should always take the side of the other sibling in an argument? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish the question.
No. So it says, my question for him is, does he think siblings should always take the side of the other sibling in an argument? That question is from Crystal. Crystal is watching from Facebook land. Thanks for the question. But do you think that siblings should always take the sibling side?
In front of people, yes. But behind closed doors.
Hallelujah.
Behind
yes.
But behind closed doors, like, you were wrong for that.
Yeah,
like, that was right. Don't let anybody else know what's happening. You be like, nah, my sister would never do that, and then you go to your sister like, yo, nigga, what you doing?
What the hell? Right. Damn well you was wrong.
I can see Ahmal doing that.
In front of people, never. And behind closed doors, listen, hey.
Check them.
I'm in a family of 5. So I have an older sister, I have 2 younger sisters, and I had an older brother who passed away. So like they're always right in front of people. But when they get home, I'm like, yo, you were wrong for that. You dead wrong for what you did. Like,
right.
Let them know what's up.
I'm checking to see if Jennifer wants to come on screen and ask. So Jennifer, if you want to come on screen, we can bring you on screen.
You said no, I don't.
Jennifer said no.
We're gonna bring Jennifer on.
No for all of that. I'm not coming on there. Nope.
Come on, Jennifer.
I don't want to be on screen. My picture is there.
Okay,
that's my little show.
Okay, go ahead and ask your question, Jennifer.
So, my question was like, how did you land like the role for Insecure, like the show? Like, what was the process? Because I know, like, as actors, there's always auditions and stuff like that, and so there's a process of booking that job. And so my question is, how did you land the role? Where was it through your manager, through a how did you land the role for Insecure? Like, what was the process?
Process was pretty straightforward. How every actor gets their first role or gets a role. I wish I could say like Issa saw me somewhere and they're like, yo, you got it. You got the look. You look like me. I wish I was like that, but it wasn't. It was literally my manager sent me an audition for the job. And when I got the audition, I started reading it and I said, okay, cool. They're not going to pick me for this role. This is not a role they're going to pick me for because I'm a handsome and they're not going to like my version, how I'm going to portray it. Then I went into the audition room. I did my take on it, and they liked it. but I was sure they're gonna call the other guy because they kept auditioning, like kept working with him in the room before me.
Mhm.
They're not gonna take me. And then I get a call a week later saying they want your call back. I said, okay, cool. All right, let's see what happens here. I go back, and now there's celebrities I've seen on TV in the audition process with me. I'm like, okay, well, they're not gonna pick me again, so let me just do
Oh my God.
take again and see what happens. And Issa was in the room, Melina was in the room, Princess was in the room, Vicky Thomas, who's the casting director, was in the room, and I improv the top line and then went into the scene and they liked it. Then I did a chemistry with Issa and they liked that as well. Then I didn't hear anything for like a week and a half. So after I leave the room, if I don't hear anything that day or 2 days later, I just forget it. I say, that job was not for me. Otherwise, I get in my head. I start stressing. I start stressing a lot about a role that didn't come, And I was also like, they're not going to pick me. I'm not a gay man. So they're not going to pick me. And when I got the call, I was with my cousin at the coffee shop and I hear my manager at the time, Tim, was like, hey, they want you to play Ahmal. I said, what? They say, yeah, you're about to play Ahmal. They want you to play Ahmal. I was like, get the fuck out of here. They was like, yeah, they want you to play. I was like,
wonderful.
God, shoot. I gotta go home. I gotta go do some research. Like I don't know what it means to be like a black gay man. So let me go home because I can't go in there like an idiot. I didn't even celebrate. I went straight home and started doing research and writing in my journal and writing what I think Ahmal went through and with the stories of people that I had in my life who were gay men, like who were telling me their stories as they were growing up, and the friends I met through living in LA who were telling me their stories. I started like writing his backstory as a loose outline to use. And then I started researching people, historian, like people who are activists, people who are writers, who were black, gay during those times, and what they talked about, and that influenced like who Ahmal would look up to, who Ahmal got his strength from. So I started doing that, and then I went and did my version of who Ahmal is on the show.
Okay.
As the years go on, I just started growing some more and collecting more information as the years go.
Wonderful. Well, you do a wonderful job at playing her brother.
Love him.
And we couldn't see him being played by anybody else. Exactly.
I love anybody else. He played that song. I'm sorry, that moment when he played that song at the sponsor party, the party that she had for the sponsors for the block party, when he played that song, I died. I was in tears. Like, he is straight up. Don't stop, get it. I love it.
Yeah, I think my favorite show or my favorite scene this season was when you and Issa had just, I think your mom had went to the ER with her husband and y'all was like, we don't fuck with grown ass twins. We going to go eat, right? And so at the dinner table, she kind of opened up to you about how she was feeling with the situation, and your response was so priceless. I promise you, I hollered. You was like, fuck that nigga. I was like, fuck that nigga.
Yeah. Keep it moving with the margarita in hand. Like,
he was like, fuck that nigga. I was like, yep, fuck that nigga. And that's what you need. You really need somebody to ride for you and be like, he ain't nothing. Fuck him. Do you feel how you feel?
Yeah, you can feel how you feel, man. Like a lot of people think that some people probably feel like, oh, I shouldn't feel this way. No, you're entitled to feel however the fuck you want to feel, man.
Right,
like,
right.
You
Absolutely.
can go through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't stop yourself going through it. Go through it before you get through it and get on the other side.
I love it. And I love how Ahmal represents that for Issa. He's like her Glinda the Good Witch. He's always there, like, baby, I'm here. I love that how he roots for her. I mean, of course, he's her brother, but I love it. I just love they bond. They're bond.
I need to know this one thing. If Ahmal was right there when Issa got confronted by Motley, what would he have done?
Ahmal was there. Ahmal was like,
I mean, yeah.
Well, okay,
it
let
was
me
a ball of
ask you.
confusion.
If hands would have got to flying, what would have them all done?
Oh, I would have scratched. You would have been pulled.
Listen. Exactly.
Gone. Boom. Move. Give my
Thank
sister.
you, brother.
Let's go.
Right. Thank you, brother. Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll take another question from the audience.
Sister would've been
Anyone else have a question? Anyone else want to be brought on screen? I don't know if it will get through, but in that moment, hold on. I'm reading. I'm not sure who this is. Whoever this is, do you want to be brought on screen? I don't know if it will get through, but in that moment, he also gave Issa freedom. Yes. So I think you're talking about when they were at dinner and Ahmal was like, fuck that nigga. Yes, he did give Issa freedom.
Yes.
So yes, thank you for that. Any other questions? We'll take one more question from the audience, and if you want to be brought on screen, we'll bring you on screen. Okay. Anybody else? No. If not, panelists, do we have any other questions before we wrap and have him talk about his projects? We did find the trailer for Send Help, so we'll play that too.
I'm laughing already. This is not us. Oh my God, that killed me. Because that's one of my favorite shows. I love it though. It's hilarious.
Okay, so I don't see any more hands from the audience, so we'll go ahead and we'll start to wrap. We'll let you talk about your projects, what you're working on. Of course, plug Send Help. Like I said, it's hilarious. We'll play the trailer for it after you plug it, and then we'll just, you can tell people where they can follow you.
Okay.
Go for it.
Well, Send Help is a show I've been producing for the last 3 years. After season 2, I was approached by Soul Pancake to create a show. And I ended up getting my buddy to help me write it. It's created by me, written by my boy, Mike Gayu, and who's now a writer on Insecure. Shout out to him. Yeah, and we wrote the show about the first generation Haitian American experience as far as like a man trying to pursue a career while taking care of his family in the process. He's also dealing with the trauma of losing his older brother who was murdered and dealing in a millennial man who's like dating and what dating's like for a millennial man. So we're going to talk about the trauma of someone dying who's very close to you. We're going to talk about the dating. We're going to talk about the differences between cultures, the culture clash between the American culture and the Haitian culture in America. We're going to talk about a lot of those things. I'm going to bring us some real spicy topics for the show. So I'm looking forward to putting that out there. Once we find a home, I can't wait to like share that news with Rolling Out and any other platform that wants to talk about it. So
absolutely.
It's dope.
Let me see if I can cue up that video. Give me
oh my God.
Right.
So was he writing a letter to the deceased brother?
Yeah. He's talking. That's his coping mechanism. So he hasn't fully dealt with his brother passing. So it helps for him to talk to his brother still through letters, through voice notes. So because his brother was supposed to go on that journey with him as he was pursuing the acting career. And since his brother passed away, he's continued that journey in hope. And by speaking with his brother day to day, it's kind of how he copes with his brother gone and not dealing with his brother's passing or his murder at all.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we took it to your Instagram. We're going to go ahead and play this trailer right quick and walk us through it. Press play.
Everybody get up. What up, bro? I've been missing you. But since I moved to LA, life has been pretty lit. I finally made it as an actor in Hollywood.
Big fan of your work. I love it. Seen all of it.
People are starting to recognize me.
You're from that show, This Can't Be, or something like that, right?
This Can't Be Us.
He's so funny on there.
And ladies are loving the kid.
What you been up to? How you doing?
You know, working, getting my life. Nigga, stop lying. Patrick, what are you doing in my voice notes? Making sure you keep it real. Okay, I may have embellished the story a little bit. A bit? Nigga, try a lot. Okay, a lot. The reality of the situation is, life hasn't been easy since you passed. God damn, I'm about to be late. Stupid ass calling your dumb ass documentaries, get on my last nerves. I had to take over as man of the family. How much? $372. Mommy, how? But that was easier said than done. Fuck! Sorry. I also realized I wasn't quite as famous as I thought I was.
So what brings you to the premiere of This Can't Be Us?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, BB.
I'm the only black guy on the poster.
Fucking kidding me?
And my luck with the ladies was about to run out.
How many girls are you talking to?
Nigga, quit stalling to answer the question.
You told me you were talking to a lot of girls. I just didn't know it was gonna be this messy.
Ashley, I'm not giving up or anything. I'm gonna find a way to take care of the family. But things are pretty messed up right now. What the fuck is that?
What's wrong?
What'd you say?
All I said was
I'm out of money. Are you serious? My show got canceled.
Oh, now you want to give me news?
And mom's gas bill is 4 months behind.
Mommy!
Not to mention, I managed to piss off both the women in my life.
You invited me and Erica to the same party.
And I have no idea how I got here. Sincerely, your little bro, Fritz. P.S. Send help.
I love it. That is, oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, like
that is hilarious.
For that.
Parents, first generation kids, their parents are always asking for money, man. Like they're always asking for some type of help. That red carpet scene happened like when I first moved out here. I was on the carpet and they're like, "Oh, what's your name?" And then after they asked me my name, they were like, "I'm a big fan of yours." When the camera started rolling, I was like, "Nigga, you don't know."
Lying.
And then I'm also speaking on how some people, how in the reality of Hollywood, how some people think because they see them on TV or hometown sees you on TV that you already made it, but there's still a lot more work that needs to be done before you get to that point where you can like help out and reach back out. But people see you on TV, automatically think you help reach back out and help everybody. And then the pride that comes into play where we put our pride on the line of trying to be there for so many people when we know that we can't even really take on that responsibility, but we do it anyways, just because we're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
So and it's a coming of age story because this man Fritz has been pushed into this limelight and as the provider for his family before his time, because he was still learning from his brother before he got to that point. You know what I'm saying? So he was still growing and learning, and then his brother got murdered, and he continued on the dream. He's still trying to figure it out and figure it all out and balance his life at the same time.
Wow.
When can we look forward to it?
Yeah, man. We're working on it, man. Like we got a couple offers in, and we're just trying to figure out the right offer to make it happen, you know, and try to find the right platform. You know, so we're still feeling offers and still feeling plays, and we're trying to figure out which one we want to go with. You know?
Okay. Well, we definitely wish you much success, much money, get the best offer that's out there. And you know, come back, let us know about it. Of course, we'll be glad and happy to give you our platform again to talk about it. We can't wait for it to show.
Yeah. Bless.
Now, where can people find you? So plug your social media platforms and all that. Where can people follow you? Yep.
Same name, different app. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Instagram. So it's at Jéan Elie. That's JeanElie. Jéan Elie. Same name, app all over. You can also find my production company too, which is at Bassett House Pick. And Bassett House Pick is for up and coming filmmakers, and so we're curating short films and pilot presentations for up and coming filmmakers, so we can also help them find a home as well.
Wonderful, that's awesome. Yes, absolutely. Now, I
I
just want
love
to
it.
thank you on behalf of all of
Yeah.
our co-hosts. We thank you so very much for tuning in to the Wine Up and sharing your thoughts about everything. We talked about your new movie. Oh, did we talk about what type of wine you was drinking while you just
He
finished
said
it
he said
off?
menage a trois. Menage a trois. Can we get his
Okay.
if he's team? I guess you're probably team Issa since that's your sister, but we get a quick take on the Issa and Molly
Yeah,
situation from Ahmal. I mean,
yeah,
I know
so
Ahmal is on Molly's side. I mean Issa's side, but you know.
yeah,
My
before you
my take
go,
on, my take on it is this, man. There's a huge communication barrier between the two of them, and that they're not taking a moment to realize that they've both grown, and they've both grown in their own way.
Yeah.
And since they're still looking at each other with old eyes and not looking at each other with new eyes, and that's calling that's calling the friction between them two.
yeah,
And
I agree. Growing pains. They're having growing
Absolutely.
pains. Yep. I
pains,
agree.
like, because some people are used to you a certain way and they don't want to see. It's hard for them to see you in another light. And
yeah.
Isa has changed
Oh,
so
I gotta
much.
sip on that one.
Isa has changed so much. Molly has changed as well. So they're seeing each other with old eyes and old lenses versus seeing the new and the progress that they've made individually.
Mature person,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Outside of
That's exactly the way I
Well,
was looking at it too. That they're different people
Yeah.
now, and they So
They
you got to
haven't
get
let
to
go.
know each other again.
Molly
So,
should have not
however,
been messy at the block party and confronted Issa at her party. That's fucked.
Okay.
There's no
Not
going
at all.
around.
so,
Period.
wait a minute,
Not
but
at all.
I predicted that last
Period.
week. I predicted that last week.
You
I told
did.
the ladies, I said,
You
listen,
did.
I said, I'm all for you supporting me. I understand that there's some friction
Yes.
going on right now, but don't show up to my event with that negative attitude and bring all the negative energy vibes. I said that last week, and that's exactly what she did. So
She tried.
You
though.
did.
Someone said this the other day. They said, "This is us. This is Molly. Out of pocket. She's out of pocket right now."
All the way. All the way.
Completely.
All the way.
Completely.
All the way.
Clear
All the way.
Patch is the one that said it. She said, "This is us. This is outside. Molly, this is you outside, out of pocket. You are
outside,
out
bro.
of
You was
pocket.
outside.
What you do?"
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely,
Period.
absolutely.
Period.
Well, thank you
with a
so
T.
much for your time. And like I said, we definitely appreciate you. We'll make sure to follow you, tag you, and all of that good stuff. And we can't wait to see what's gonna happen tonight.
Oh,
Yeah, because I saw Ahmal had a little boo. I saw Ahmal in that clip.
Okay,
Ahmal had a
hold
boo
on,
walking
hold
through.
on. Spill the
Boo
beans.
walking
Spill
through.
the beans.
you
Go
gonna
ahead,
have to
spill the
check
beans.
in.
Give us a little bit.
Tune in. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Yes, we'll definitely be there. Thanks again, John. Elie, we appreciate you.
Yep. Thanks for having me. See you guys.
Okay, absolutely. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Oh my God, that was such a wonderful conversation. So,
Oh, wow.
I was trying to get him to tell us about tonight's episode, but we already knew that wasn't gonna
He's
happen.
real good at being, yeah. Oh, what?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Trace, where you go, girl?
Girl, I don't know what I did. I'll be messing up.
We hear you. Just start your
We
video.
hear you.
Yeah, I like
Start your
him.
video.
He like my friend in my head, my cousin. He like your cool ass cousin. I love him.
Yeah, I like him.
I love them too.
Super
His
cool.
energy was
Yes.
great. He does remind you of his character, right? So that's probably
Yeah,
how
for sure.
he plays it
Right.
off so effortlessly.
Yeah.
But just a wonderful guy, wonderful character.
Yeah.
Love his energy, all of it.
Real
But
relaxed.
he did leave us with a great question, y'all. So what do y'all think about tonight's episode? Let's get into it. So last week we didn't get a chance to talk about it because he popped on so early. But last week we saw an explosive end to the episode. Molly and Issa was like this. I didn't know if it was gonna come to blows or not, but they definitely confronted each other at an inopportune time, and just threw the vibes off of everything. That what may have seemed like a great and perfect night didn't end so well.
It could have been.
It could have been, right? So what's y'all take on it? Team Molly, Team Issa. I'm definitely Team Issa. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Team Issa. I think that he's gonna talk to Molly, and they're gonna have it. They're gonna go head to head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to be talking this episode just so quick.
Soon.
I think it might be a couple episodes of the friends trying to get them to talk. Going through that. I don't know if it's going to be this episode. It's probably going to be a couple episodes. I think they're going to make us wait because the writers know that their relationship is the spine of the show. They know that we want that to be okay. So they're going to make us sweat for a couple episodes probably.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming up on episode what?
Episode 6. Episode 6. Okay. The name of episode 6 is low key done, right? But do you guys think that there is some truth to that? Do you think that everyone is going to be low key done with the friendship? And do you think that there's any coming back from that? Can they reconcile their relationship?
I think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen this season. Like, I think Issa's like, I've been disrespected. Like, and she already said in the last episode, like, I don't mess with Molly like that. So you already knew, like, yeah, we don't really have no kickers like that. And mind you, I am not Team Molly. However, I kind of understand Molly's plight. So listen, let's give this disclaimer. Her plight. Let me give you this disclaimer. 1, I do not condone at all Molly's confrontation at the block party. First and foremost. So people, don't be in my DMs. Don't you be at me. Don't y'all be tearing up my mentions like y'all did Yvonne orgies. Because guess what? I fight and I got references and
we from the D.
And records. Right. Just to let y'all know.
We D girls too, so we still D girls too.
Right. And I have references. So with that, the good sis, Tammy Romaine said, she shared a post that said, so many people from your past know a version of you that no longer exists. Yeah. And I think that is pretty much just encapsulates Molly's and Issa's relationship. And just, to the point made before, like they're going to have to relearn each other and kind of get to know and reestablish that friendship, because up until now, to be quite honest, Molly was the friend that everybody depended on. Molly was the friend that was always doing. So when she pointed out to Issa, like, hold on, you selfish, you always asking me to do stuff. Molly kind of had a point. Now, was she in the right to do it at the block party? No. But even Issa said, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Even Issa said in an interview this week, like, Issa isn't blameless in this. So you kind of have to see that, there are two.
Oh, okay.
Now, so we're gonna take a look at the trailer. But while we're getting the trailer ready, Rocky,
that's why I said Molly is the wrongest.
Okay, so
that's why I said Molly is the wrongest. And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Let's go ahead and look at the trailer. I just wanted to know, before we look at the trailer, are you Team Issa or Team Molly?
You know I'm Team Issa.
Let's take a look at this week's trailer.
Oh, just checking in on you.
Hey, morning after update. What happened with y'all? Hey, this baby won't stop crying. Why you reaching for my teddy? Ain't nothing in there. Is that a weed thing?
So what am I supposed to do now? Relax, relate, release. Take care of you. Okay. Are y'all saving a seat?
Nope, you got it.
If y'all want any of this Pinot, let me know.
Hell yeah. Yes, please.
Hey.
Have you called Molly yet?
Let her reach out to you. She's wrong too. Effortless bars.
She's so corny. I love it. I love how corny she is.
Yeah. I love her as an awkward black girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
so let's
Issa,
wrap.
But
We've been going a little long.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
Okay, so let's go ahead. But I can get what Kristen is saying. But both of them are culpable. But I think Molly need to bring it back. Eat a little bit more humble pie, and like Ahmal said, and like I've kind of said since last season, they're growing, and I'm seeing this so strongly because of this in my own personal relationships where people grow, and sometimes at different paces. And when you have those growing pains in relationships, things are going to happen. It's going to be miscommunication, misunderstandings, fallout. But I definitely think they'll make it through this. But it probably will be next season. Ooh.
So listen, so
Knock it
before
out.
we go, because we got to wrap, I don't really like taking us this long, but last question from the chat is, so was Issa wrong for going behind Molly's back
Yep.
and reaching out to Asian Bay?
How? No, she didn't reach
No,
out.
she was wrong for that. She was wrong for that.
She didn't
The
know.
girl code.
Remember,
Okay, wait. Let's
Listen.
hear
Girl code.
Latrice. Wait. Let's hear Latrice out. Go ahead, Latrice.
You do not go behind your girl's back to call her man to ask for a favor. You don't do that. It's a girl's code. I have been through that. And then, you find the girl cheating with the man. So you don't do that. You go through your friend first.
Latrice, Nathan called her. Remember? Nathan called her. And he was like, is everything okay?
No, she should have still communicated with her girl what was going on with the process. That would eliminate the fight at the block party.
Okay, so are you saying after she knew Nathan was gonna hook it up that she should have told Molly?
She should have said something.
Okay, now I agree with that, but I don't agree that she shouldn't have taken advantage of the opportunity, because Nathan offered, he said, is everything okay? And she was like, well, actually, but I think
she was right.
I think they wanted to talk, but they just never had the time to talk. They were trying to talk several
But that
times.
could have been a text message. That could have been a text message.
That could have been
She could have definitely circumvented that whole thing.
For real.
So wait. In the chat, it says the Issa called Nathan. Does that change your comment? It says the Issa called Nathan. Rocky.
But did she call him
that night
before that?
Right.
Probably.
That was never determined. That was never determined.
Wait a minute, but what did she call him? But wait a minute. I think because if I'm remembering, she saw him in Instagram, and he was like, "Are you up?" And I don't know if she called him specifically with that in mind, because I don't know.
This conversation had to have had after he helped her get the artist or make that connection. The conversation that we saw in the last episode, that's a different conversation.
Yeah. I do think she should have sent a text to Molly, but I don't think she should have gave up on what she was trying to achieve because of Molly's ego. I mean, that's kind of was Molly's ego, and Andrew had no doing it. He was to do it.
Andrew did have an issue.
He was doing it for a good friend.
But okay. Let me be team Molly for a second here.
Okay.
One word, 3 syllables. Boundaries. Molly had one rule, just one. Listen, I don't want that connection. That was she selfish with it? Possibly, but she didn't ask for much. Just boundaries. And she felt like, I don't ask you for nothing except that one thing, and you still find your way to go behind my back.
Right.
Was she wrong? Once again, for having this conversation.
I mean, but wait a minute.
Wait, Rocky. Wait a minute, Rocky. So, okay, so let me give my 2 cents, right? So I think, so I definitely think that Molly was wrong for basically dissing Issa and saying, nah, bitch, I ain't fucking with you this time. I can't do it. I can't help you. I think she was wrong for that. I don't necessarily think that Issa was wrong for taking advantage of the opportunity when it arose. Now, if she intentionally went behind Molly's back and said, let me reach out to Andrew after all, not Andrew, let me reach out to Nathan, because after all, I did kind of connect Asian Bay with Molly. Now, if she did that and was like, okay, well, it's just a friendship thing, then I can see that, right? But she was kind of wrong for going behind Molly's back and not saying anything. Now, if you would have gone behind her back and then sent the text message, or even listen, sent the email. Hey, girl.
By the way,
let me send you this email right quick. That's the only reason why I'm sending this email, because I'm working on my laptop. But
Charlie Ponders is saying that as well. Issa should have given Molly a heads up text or something that he helped her. Her boyfriend should have mentioned it too.
Yeah,
that's true.
He
should have been said something.
I agree.
But he probably thought that they were connected, though. He probably thought Molly and Issa were connected and didn't have any beef, so he probably didn't mention it.
He probably didn't think about that.
At the end, he didn't know he made a mistake. He didn't know he made that mistake to the end.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
You know, guys are kind of nonchalant.
Right.
And they're clueless. They're clueless when it comes to female relationships.
Yeah,
so.
he wasn't even thinking about that because he was like, "What's the problem? I helped your best friend." Like, I thought,
right.
like, shit, I thought I would have got a coochie for that.
Right. He thought he had his fake line and everything.
He like, shit, I thought I did.
Exactly. Right.
It's
right.
a mess.
So let's go ahead and wrap, ladies. This was definitely another wonderful episode. Let's go to predictions for this week's episode that comes on in less than an hour. Rocky, predictions.
I'm looking at that too, Kristen. Well, no, I just think that they're going to drag it out. That this is right after the fight, so it's real fresh and raw. I don't think anything's going to get resolved tonight. It's going to be a while. I'm with Kristen that they're going to probably drag this into the next season. So, yeah.
Okay. Christian.
Oh, listen, I hear they're calling me a Molly clone on Facebook. It's cool. Like, I'm not even mad. But see me in person. No. No, seriously. Listen, it's okay. It is okay to have
y'all, wait a minute, right? Okay, we got some more comments, but I know we got to wrap, y'all.
It's okay to have a difference of opinions and to see the other side. And we're just sharing our perspectives. Yeah. I don't think that they're going to regain their friendship this season. I think they're definitely going to probably look into that the next season. But I'm excited to see where their friendship goes because I don't think it's really going anywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it need a break.
I have to agree with both for a little bit. I do think they're going to make this another season, but I do think that Molly's going to fall out with her man just because of the simple fact that he's associated with her and spoke behind her back, and so that's going to be a big problem in their relationship.
Yeah. Okay. So my predictions for this week, I think Molly just gonna get into it with everybody. She's gonna get into it with her boyfriend because she was mad at him for helping her. Right. She's on the warpath. She's
mad at everybody.
Gonna try to confront Issa again. And Issa's out there making new friendships. So I don't know if Issa's going to be receptive to Molly's conversation because if it were me right now, I won't have shit to say to you. Like, just catch me outside 2 weeks from now, and after that,
y'all just like that.
I'll punch you in the throat.
Just give me some time, right? Give me some time because I already knew you was coming to my event to start some mess and act up. So give me some time, and then I'll deal with you a little later.
At least Molly brought her the wings, though. I had some hope when Molly brought her those wings. I was like, okay, Olive win. Then they did the wobble. They did the wobble, the wings.
They had a moment. Yeah. I personally don't think that Molly came to the block party hating. No. I think that you could tell throughout the whole episode. I don't think she came there hating. I don't think she was. I don't think so. I think at the very end,
she didn't want to get dressed, but yeah,
she didn't want to be there. Okay, y'all. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see this tonight's episode. Y'all be taking notes because I can't wait for next week. We're gonna try to get somebody else on the show next week. Make it a little spicy, make it a little interesting. And until then, ladies, cheers. Catch y'all next time on the Wine Up. Yes, and shout out to everybody on Facebook. Kathy, I see you out there. Shout out to everybody that look at your son.
Good thing we're ending. In the quarantine,
right.
Y'all. Real life in the quarantine, okay?
Real life in the quarantine. Okay, ladies, I love y'all.
Right there.
We'll see y'all next week. All right.
Girl, you know I'm about to get